Hi guys, so as promised, we turn up to be positive. The EGG line here shows that we had coronavirus. So as I said in as my son said in the previous Italian video that I did in Italian, now I'm doing this video in English to try and share our story, our experience, and what happened in this family during this now almost 3 weeks. Because Leonardo was unwell in January, spent 20 days in hospital. We came back here at the end of January, and we took it very easy because he had possibly rheumatic disease, which is an immune problem. So we decided, under doctor advice, to stay at home. He only went to school 2 days in February, on the 13 and 14, or either 12 or 13 of February. So only for 2 days. Then in Italy, this coronavirus thing became a serious issue, obviously for the Italian government, not for the UK government. Here in February, they still ignore the complete situation. School were saying to attend as normal. But anyway, under doctor advice, we decided to keep it easy, to stay at home, and to take Leo off nursery and to keep him at home. So my nanny was still working here for a few hours, obviously, a day. I was still working remotely, thanks to my office. They told me, of course, work from home, no problem at all. Given that Leonardo had this problem, I had to keep him completely, I wanted to keep him safe as much as I possibly could. And I was the only one, so my nanny did not take any public transport. She lives very close to us, so she worked, and she's very careful, she was wearing a mask. I was the only one going out wearing a mask. Obviously, my husband had still to attend work, but he was very careful as well, and he was trying to follow the Italian government indication of social distancing and wearing a mask anytime in public transport. So we were doing everything we could, living in a city, in a country where the government, as I say, did not take it seriously at the beginning at all. Anyway, it was my nanny the first one to feel unwell, but we didn't think about it. It was something that she felt. I think she started to have a bit of sore throat. But the moment she told me that she didn't feel well, I told her immediately, go home, stay at home, do your 14 days quarantine the way that the Italian told us to do. We didn't think anything out of it because, as I say, we were extremely careful. Then it was Andrew who started to have a headache, and because he was still traveling, still working, we took the decision to self-isolate. So he got locked in a room with his own bathroom, far. And then it was only me and Leo. I started to have symptoms I started to have pain, really pain in my eyes, both of eyes, and a headache. And then I started to have a sore throat with tonsillitis, with white spots in my tonsils. And it was my father that saw me on a video call. My father and my mom, that say, why don't you take your temperature? Because you look red, your eyes look they don't look like your normal eyes. So take your temperature. I did, and I 37.5. Again, we've been very careful, but we said, okay, you know what, the moment that Sarah was off sick, this all happened in 24 or 48 hours. I had this pain, 37.5, Andrew has a headache. We were isolating ourselves, but we stopped completely going out because we couldn't be careful, and we decided to follow the indication of the Italian government. Again, we still had the doubt, we didn't know. We actually thought that it wasn't coronavirus, but we wanted to be careful. Then my temperature went from 37.5 to 38, 38.5, 39. And then it was Leonardo that started to have 37.5. So I started to panicking a little bit. 37.5 went, from 37.5 he went to 38.7. So at that point I gave him Calpol. And after 3 hours of Calpol, the temperature went up to 39.2. So my husband was completely locked down by the headache, closed in a room. I had 39 of temperature, and my son, my 3.5 years old son, had 39.2 after 3 hours of Calpol. I was scared. I was still hoping it wasn't coronavirus. I wasn't sure, but I was very, very scared. And I was scared that I couldn't make it. So I need to thank my family, which was amazing because they kept us under control. They kept us video calling us every hour. My sister even managed to find a guy with a private jet that was able to like pick us up if needed and brought us to the Spallanzani in Rome or the Sacco Hospital in Milan. All of this because I was keep calling 111, and after 3 hours, 2 hours, one time it took me 2 hours and 40 minutes, the other time took me 3 hours and 11 minutes to get in contact with them. These ladies pick up the phone calls, obviously with no medical train at all. She didn't know what a rheumatic disease was or autoimmune problems. So I managed to get the 111 to call me back, the clinician called me back from the 111, and she was an Iranian doctor with her son studying to be a doctor in Milan. She told me, listen, I'm embarrassed of the NHS. I'm here, we have no mask, we have no protection, we have nothing. We stopped testing, so we cannot test you and your family. The only thing that I can tell you is keep measuring the oxygen level. And thanks God that there was an advice that my family gave me before, so we bought an oximeter, which is something that I advise you all to get. It costs like £20 in Amazon. And if your oxygen level drops down 95, you just go to a COVID hospital. But let's hope it doesn't come to that, and pray God. So we were completely abandoned, completely. If it wasn't for our family and friends, my doctor friends with Dario, Diletta, Claudio, Mike, they were very close to us. I was texting them all the time, and obviously my family, which support was amazing, but the NHS did nothing, the GP did nothing. I kept calling the GP trying to have an appointment with them. It was only a telephone appointment, and even the GP was like, there's nothing that I can do because the government doesn't test. Anyway, we still, at the point we didn't know. Thanks God that after that night Leonardo's temperature went down. So he started to have a few days of 37 and a bit of diarrhea. Even Andrew got better after 4 days of very strong headache. The one left with all the symptoms were me. So practically my symptoms were at the beginning the pain in the eyes and the headache. Then the temperature, 37.5, then 38, then 39. But after these 2 days of high temperature, my temperature was kind of okay to 37, 37.5 during the day. And it went up every night for 13 days to 38 to 37.8. And then this pain that I didn't know, I thought I had like back pain, but it was this pain here and in the back, diarrhea, and I completely lost my sense of smell, completely. We didn't want to publish anything, we didn't want to share anything until today when the test arrived. Mama. Dimmi, mio amor. The test arrived and we were able to prove that there are IgG. We did it many times. Just 1 second. Hai mangiato tutto, bravissimo.
No, perché era troppissimo.
It's okay.
E non la volevo più.
It's okay, basta.
Ma basta, sei.
Ok,
Papà,
va bene.
ma non scrivete.
Una, scegli dal cassettino. Sorry. So today we did a test. We test more than once. At the beginning it's a bit tricky, but then once you read the instruction, it's fine. So the reason why I'm doing this video is to say that despite what the UK government say of 7 days, I'm not staying at home 7 days. I've been at home since the 14, 13, 15 of March, something like that. So since we displayed the first symptom, we've been at home completely. And we are going to be at home until the EGM line is completely disappeared. And even if it means another 2 weeks, I am not taking the risk of giving this thing to anyone or leaving this thing to any door handle or anything. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think 7 days are enough to make sure 100% that you are not contagious. So I wanted to share this video with you all to share my experience. I hope this is somehow helpful, the fact that you know what the symptoms has been. And if you need anything, I'm not a doctor, but any kind word, I'm here, of course. So thanks God we are here. to tell this. Many people are experiencing much more severe symptoms, so I thank God for the fact that the three of us got no so bad symptoms, that we were able to breathe, and that we are now developing the IgG antibodies, which means that our bodies found a way to fight with this. Hopefully we will be able to all soon. Thank you so much. Bye guys.